Hi everyone. Let's get situated. I am really quickly going to run and get a power cord. I'm realizing I'm low. Thank you for your patience. Go ahead and find your props if you're going to use any blocks or straps today, or any bolsters, anything you need. Go ahead and take a moment to find those. And we'll get going. Okay. There we are. I need to block the floor with some tape where exactly this goes. But then again, sometimes Facebook throws me something different, no matter how prepared I am. Resilience training. Okay, welcome to our mats today. This is our Tuesday slow flow. This is Annie from Eat Move Milwaukee. Thank you, Milwaukee Recreation Department, for us connected. It's been about a year now, not necessarily that we've been in this format, but that we've been in this pandemic. I was reminded that last night at a dance class. We've been dancing on Zoom now for a year, so we've made it, and we just keep putting one foot in front of the other. So thanks for showing up. Quick reminder, next week's Tuesday class is canceled. I have a scheduling conflict that relates to the break between sessions. So you're welcome to practice with any of the archived videos. The Monday class will still be on, the Thursday class will still be on. It's just not the Tuesday class. So I'm going to be with my mother today. So just leave it at that. I'm grateful that I get to do that. So here we are with our slow flow. I promise you core work today. So we'll move through our postures and add some abdominal work, lower back work as well. So we're actually going to start on our feet. Again, if you have those props, you can place, but move to your feet. Take your time there. I'll start back here so my head is not cut off today. And we're just going to plant the feet. If you want to take a little walk around your space to begin, you could, get your body moving. Maybe this is your midday kind of lunch break. Shake it out, get the wiggles out. If you sit all day, at work, maybe you, and if you are, I'm so grateful that you are making wellness a part of your work day, or maybe you're just taking a little pause midday with whatever else you're doing. Maybe you have been active today. So always good to take a little walk around your space first, and then we can plant our feet underneath the hips. Just think about those feet coming straight down, or as straight down as possible. Ground through that triangle that's on the bottom of your foot. So imagine a point at the base of the big toe, the base of the pinky toe, and then the center of the heel. And connect those dots, and then take that shape and just plant it right into your mat. Not thinking about any certain alignment quite yet. Just feeling that earth under the feet, rooting there. You might wiggle the toes or spread them out a little bit. And you might have already closed your eyes, or perhaps you're looking at the floor ahead of you. Just feel where you are in your body. And then starting from those feet, we'll start to bring ourselves into better alignment for centering. So we root through the feet, we work our way up to the knees, start drawing the muscles up towards the hips. Knees can stay a little bit soft. Engage those quadriceps. Tuck the tailbone. Pull the navel into the spine. Broaden the collarbone, walk those shoulder blades together. And then let those arms relax down from there. Maybe the palms are open. That chin is parallel to the earth. You might pull that head or that chin back slightly. And then again, notice if you want to close the eyes. Release those shoulders from the ears. Wiggle those fingers. You might even kind of flash those fingers, flashlight those fingers, open and closed. Shake them out. I'm feeling chills on my body, and not because my house is cold. I think I'm just feeling some energy from you all, so thank you. Notice your breath. Find a sense of gratitude for this space in which you're standing right here, right now, this time and this space that you have reserved for you. Thank you. Keep following that breath as it moves in, around, and out of your body. Notice the shape of the path. Maybe that path of air has a color that comes up for you. Maybe there's a texture or pattern to it that comes up. What does that pattern or texture look like today? Maybe you're feeling like a checkerboard kind of breath today. I don't know. Be wild. Let it flow. I invite you to set an intention for your practice. At this moment, right here, not where you were this morning, not where you're hoping to be this evening. What do you need right now? What brought you to your mat? And what have you already discovered since you arrived? Think about that focus now. And allow that to evolve and unfold during this practice. Just allow. Take another round of breath, sealing in your intention. And we'll slowly bring those hands to heart center. So maybe you just bend at the elbows and let those hands come right together. Slowly feeling that energy connection. Feeling it between the palms, the fingers. Press those palms and fingers together. Feel your strong arms. Maybe you even feel your heartbeat if those hands are close to your chest. Take another breath. And we slowly start to open the eyes. Welcome. You have arrived. Thanks for coming to your mat. Let's take note of our breath. We'll start with our waterfall breath. Since we're in this standing posture, we can use our whole height to let this breath flow really long and tall in our bodies. So we'll place those hands on the belly, over the navel, just below, wherever feels best. And you can keep your eyes open, or maybe you want to close them again. In your next inhalation, fill up those lungs. Bring your attention to the top of your head. Imagine that you are viewing things from the top of a waterfall. What does it look like there? What do you feel? Let that breath go over the falls inhales in 3 smooth parts. Let it flow. Inhale, fill the lungs. Exhale, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Take it in again, inhaling deeply. And exhale completely. One more round of breath. We'll slowly release those hands, open the eyes, and let's start to warm up the spine. We can move our spine in 7 different directions. Let's start with the first one, that is extension. So just reaching those arms up, I'm going to step forward slightly so my hands don't touch the ceiling. I have a slanted ceiling here. So reaching up, extending that spine, making it nice and long. And then exhale, let's fold over to one side. So you might take that left wrist with the right hand and slowly draw it over. So once you take that initial lateral bend, then on your next inhalation, you might draw that left hand up and exhale, fold a little more. And you could bend up that left knee. Find that beautiful stretch in the left side body. Open up the chest. Inhale to center. We'll take it to the other side. Again, find that first landing spot. And then maybe you bend the right knee and you reach that arm up and over even more. Take it up to the sky again on an in-breath. And we'll exhale, bring those hands down through heart center. Slowly fold. You can soften those knees. If this is your first forward fold or activator of those hamstrings today, just take your time. No need to try to touch your head to the floor. Just let yourself hang. Let that head hang heavy. Let the back release. You can tap back and forth. Just notice how you feel. You might even plant the hands and kind of pedal those feet. Bend those knees slightly. Just feel it out. Be kind to your body. No forcing before it's ready to go somewhere. And release. Slowly roll up. How slowly can you go? Imagine restacking each bone in the back. When those shoulders come back, allow them to rotate arms, follow, inhale up. Take a little back bend at the top. And exhale, hands down to the heart. Take a breath in. This time, sink those hips down. I'm going to turn sideways here. Sink those hips down. Take that arch out of the lower back. Let's find our first chair. Be able to see those toes in front of the knees. You can bring your hands to heart for a moment here just to get set up. Sink those hips down. Again, take that arch out of the lower back. Wiggle the toes. Draw those shoulder blades down the back. Take an inhale, come back up. Exhale, sink down again. Take the arch out of that lower back. Take an inhale, bring that left elbow and twist over to the right. Now, as you do so, and you can always have a block here to buffer whatever you need, or you can float the elbow. But as you do, don't let that left knee go in front of the right. See if you can keep them in line. Challenge yourself. And if that left elbow lands on the right leg, and you don't get a chest cramp like I am experiencing, you might press those palms together at heart center, deepening the twist, looking up towards that top elbow. Keep deepening the twist, breathe. Back to center, take it all the way up slowly. And then exhale, take it to the other side. I went straight into that twist. Let's just go to the center for a moment. Then inhale and exhale, take that twist with the right elbow towards the left leg. Again, keep those knees in alignment. Use a block or any kind of buffer that you want to connect the arm and the knee, or just float the hand, the elbow. Press the palms together if you want to deepen the twist. Look up towards that left elbow. Breathe. Next breath in, take it back to the sky, and exhale, hands down to the heart. Notice your breath. Let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, dive down with a flat back. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. From here, just soften those knees enough that we can bring those hands to connect with the feet, or the fingers, the peace fingers to the big toes, or the hands to the ankles. Find a way to connect those hands and legs, or hands and feet. And once you arrive there, we'll move into a full body stretch with our breath. So start to straighten and bend. And again, depending where your hands are, you may feel like you can really extend those legs and press those backs of the knees away. Or you might keep a little softness. So listen to what your body needs. Maybe you start to find your edge, that place of slight discomfort, no pain, but slight discomfort. And the more we bring ourselves there, the more opportunity we have to grow and change. And the edge moves a little bit, and we keep growing and changing. Breathe here as we straighten and bend those legs. Feeling that beautiful stretch through the legs, the calves, the quadriceps, the hamstrings, maybe into the glutes, the hips, lower back, mid, upper, shoulders, arms, all over. One more breath. And then we slowly release those hands. And let's just take a little walk back and forth, letting ourselves hang, tapping the ground, shaking the head yes and no if you want. Come back to center. Let's plant those hands. We've been inverted here for a little bit. We're going to step back into a plank. Maybe it's a high plank. Maybe it's a forearm plank. Maybe you have your knees down. What is best for your first plank of our practice? Wherever you are, press the floor away. Fill the space between those shoulder blades. And take your gaze just ahead of the hands. So we're not looking up and craning the neck. And we're not trying to look at our belly. Although if you wanted to just see if you're actually pulling your navel in, you could take a peek. But then bring your gaze back ahead of those hands. Take another breath in, press the floor away. And then we'll drop those knees down and head back to child's pose. Just bring those hips back to the heels. And now I'm getting a tricep cramp. So it's the day that I'm getting body cramps. All the bananas today. Whew. Sink the hips back. Reach those arms out. Wiggle the fingers. Breath in. And then we exhale, take those arms over to the right. Draw the left hip back. Inhale to center. Exhale, let's take it over to the other side. Draw the right hip back. Back to center. And we'll bring ourselves into a tabletop. So bring those wrists, elbows, and shoulders to stack. Hips are right over the knees. Knees are hip width apart. And press that floor away once again. Draw the navel into the spine, but then just relax the spine slightly. Start to stretch through that right leg, pressing the heel back. You might pulse, engaging the quadricep, pulling that knee up towards the hip. Raise that leg up, wrap that hip down. And then you could take that left arm and bring it up towards the ear. So that bicep is next to the ear. Reach that set of fingers out, reach that heel back, take your gaze just ahead of the hand. Breath in, get long. Exhale, let's crunch 3 times to the center. Take your time. and extend. And in this next exhalation, we're going to bring left arm out to the side, right leg out to the side. Do your best to keep that leg high, bringing it forward so it's coming right out from the hip. That hip might be burning. Back to center. Inhale. This next time, as we bring it out to the side, we're going to bend knee and we're bending elbow. So side abdominals. Crunching. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Let's take one more. Maybe you drive that knee towards the elbow. Good for you. And back to center. And allow that hand to drop down. We'll let that right leg travel all the way across the left leg. Tucking those toes, pressing through the heel. Try to keep equal weight through those hands. Notice that stretch through the left hip, maybe the right hip as well. And then we'll bring ourselves down to our forearms. See if you can bring those forearms right under your shoulders. Press through that heel. Draw the navel into the spine. Notice if you have a deeper stretch through the hip as we lower down. And come back up to those hands, using your arm strength to press back up. And we'll draw that leg all the way over to the other side. So bring that foot so the toes are pointing forward. The foot does not have to be flat, though it might be. Let's see if you can bring it right out from the hip. It's hard to tell. I have my camera view here so I can see it, but otherwise it's hard to tell if it's straight out from the hip. We start to walk those hands up and all the way up as we inhale and then exhale into gate pose. Bending over that long leg. Back to the sky. And we take it all the way down. Plant those hands again in tabletop. Draw that leg back and let's tuck it in. Step it out. When you're ready, we stretch that left leg out long. Press through the heel, kind of pulsing here. And then raise that leg up, wrap the hip down to the earth. And if and when you're ready, you can take that right arm by the ear. Breath in as you reach through fingers and heel. Exhale, let's crunch into the center 3 times. Back to center, inhale. And this next time we take left leg out to the side, right arm out to the side. Back to center, inhale. And then we'll take 3 of those crunches where we're bending the elbow and the knee. And again, if you want to take that knee to the opposite elbow, go for it. Really crunch up into those side abdominals. Keeping your balance the whole time. Back to center. We place that arm down and let that foot travel. Tuck those toes, press through the heel. Notice how that feels for both of the hips. And you can look over that right shoulder. And from here, then we're going to lay those arms down, forearms down. Elbows are under the shoulders. And notice if that intensifies that hip stretch on the right. And breathe. So your gaze can be to the side. You could also keep it down between those arms. And we'll make our way back up. Press into those arms. Lift your body up. And bring that leg around. And all the way out to the other side. So pointing those toes forward. The foot does not have to be flat. Do your best. Walk yourself up. Take a breath in. We find gate pose. Folding over that long leg. Find that beautiful stretch through the side body. And back to the center. Plant those hands down. See if you can control that landing. We bring that foot back. And then tuck it in. Moving into our next pranayama here from this tabletop position. Trying our 4-7-8 breath from here. So this is a good one to work through anxiety or depression. Just general calming, centering. So draw that navel in. As you inhale, we drop it down. Take the gaze forward. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, draw it up, blow out through the mouth like you're blowing through a straw. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take 2 more rounds of 4, 7, 8 breath at your own pace. As you move into that 8 count exhalation, maybe you let those eyes of the elbows shift forward, really pressing the floor away. Take all 8 counts for that breath out. And we'll bring those knees wide, take the big toes together, sink back into your next child's pose. Just take a couple rounds of breath there, easing back with each exhalation. If you feel any limits or cramps, as I am losing count here of how many muscle cramps, just sink back and ease in. Don't force it. Come back to center. Bring those hands just ahead of the shoulders. We'll tuck the toes, send those hips high. So just pedal this out in downward facing dog. We're going to move into some crunches here. I will offer those to you. It's your choice what you take. And some different options. So press the heels down. Melt that heart back towards the thighs. In your next inhalation, reach that right leg up to the sky. Exhale, crunch it forward. Inhale up again. Exhale to the same side elbow. Back to the sky. Opposite elbow. Back up. And bring it through to your low lunge. First low lunge here. Help that leg through. Do what you gotta do. Maybe you bring those blocks to support those hands. Find alignment. Draw that right hip back, left hip forward. And you might sweep the arms up. You could connect those hands. Intertwining fingers, maybe you point the pointer fingers up to the sky, intertwining the thumbs. Frame your face, squeeze your face. And as you're squeezing that face, raise the corners of your mouth up to your ears. One more breath in. Exhale, draw those hands slowly down to heart center. Inhale, lift up that left elbow. Exhale, bring it to the right leg. And again, help it across. Another twist. You can stay right here. You might start to press those palms together, deepening that twist. Look towards that top elbow, like we did in that chair pose. Option to take that back knee off the earth. Press through that heel. Big stretch through the hamstring. Maybe you feel it in the hip flexor. Find your steady gazing point. You got this. You're strong. One more breath in, and slowly release all the way down. We'll shift back to our half splits. So just drawing those hips straight back. Again, give yourself support with those blocks if that would help. You might even take that left hand to the right toes. Inhale, reach the crown of the head forward, and then exhale, melt. So lengthen that spine as much as you can. It's not about crunching down as deeply as you can. Think about length. Keep that spine nice and long. And then we shift back into our low lunge. Frame that front foot. I've still got my left toes tucked. I'm going to reach my right leg up to the sky and down. Just pedal this out for a moment. We're going to take another opportunity to do crunches on the same side. But if you want to take a Chaturanga, so bending those elbows with each round of crunches, you can go a little bit more. So you might bring that left foot to the center. So take the right leg up again, inhale. Exhale, you can crunch forward or you can add that bend of the elbows. Inhale up. Exhale to the side. Back up. Inhale. Exhale, cross it over. Back to the sky. And bring that leg all the way down, pedal it out. Okay, we're going to head straight to the left side. You can do this. Inhale, left leg up. This is just a regular crunch to the center. Inhale up. Exhale to the side, same side elbow. Back to the sky. Opposite side. All the way up. And then we move through to our low lunge in an exhalation, helping that leg through. Propping ourselves up with blocks as needed. And maybe you shift that left hip back and right hip forward, sinking to the front leg, knees over the ankle. Let me see. We bring the arms up on an inhale. You might join those hands, frame the face, smile. If you feel like smiling. Take another breath in. Exhale, draw those hands down to heart center. Breath in, lift that right elbow. Exhale, land it on the left leg, and you can help it across. And you might press those palms together, deepening the twist. Look towards that top elbow. You could tuck the toes on that right foot. Press the heel back, find balance. Breathe. Keep your eyes on your steady gazing point. One more breath in. Slowly release it down. We'll come back to center and then head back to that half splits on this side. Sink those hips straight back, so not dipping down to one side or the other. Straight back. You might use that right hand to cross over to the left foot. Take a breath in, reach the crown of the head forward, and then melt down. We release back into that low lunge. Frame the front foot. Tuck the toes on the right foot. When you're ready, inhale that left leg back to the sky and all the way down. So you can pedal it out. Now we have an additional set of crunches that could be Chaturanga style if you wish. So I'm planting that right foot in the middle. Take that left leg back up on an inhale. Exhale, bring it forward, and maybe you bend the knees, or bend the arms and the knees. Inhale up. Exhale to the side. Back up, inhale. Exhale, cross it over. Back to the sky. And all the way down. Pedal it out. Plant those heels, reach that heart to the thighs. And we're going to bend the knees and take them out slightly if you want. Find your child's pose. Take one more breath here. We'll start to walk up. We're going to turn to the side of our mat, and maybe you're already there. Moving into frog pose, a deeper hip stretch here. So take those knees wide. Now you can see my feet out to the side, but you cannot see my heels. So it's not like this where you can see my heels, and it's not in like child's pose where we're bringing the heels in. Those heels are directly behind the knees. So if you looked at me from an aerial view, if there was a drone, I might look like a frog. So you can stay right here on the hands, supporting yourself. Try to sink that weight into the hips. Maybe your hands are just there for support. And you can always walk those hips a little wider, or those knees a little wider rather, to open up the hips. You might start to bring yourself down to the forearms, or even down farther, resting that head on the earth. So just take it step by step. This would be very deep, but if it's still not deep enough, Or even within one of these other levels, if you wanted to make it a little deeper, you can start to send those hips back towards the heels, even just pulsing slightly. If you can see what I'm doing, I'm just slowly drawing the hips back to the heels. So exhale, bring the hips back. Inhale, shift forward. Take it slowly. Use your breath to ease into it. Take a look down at your hands. Just neutralize that neck. So you don't have to look up like this. Just look at the earth. Notice your breath. Come back to that intention. Notice what has unfolded. Not judging, not analyzing. Just noticing. We start to walk those hands back in. And we're going to knee, heel those feet back in, and then rest a hip on the earth. Let's slowly bring those legs forward. I'm going to turn to the side as we move into a boat pose. So even though this is our flow today, it may seem a little disjointed, and that's okay. We're going to hit all of the places that I hope you expected to hit in terms of core and strengthening and focus otherwise, and breath. So from here, we'll move into our boat pose or Navasana. Heels are down, those feet can be close together, toes are pointed up, and we start to lean back. You could stay right here and balance. Maybe you're already feeling it in the core. Try to find that sweet spot between the tailbone and the sit bones. And maybe you bring those heels off the earth. Legs could be parallel to your mat. You might draw those arms away from the legs. Lift the chest. Try to keep a neutral neck. So maybe you're gazing at your toes. Maybe you're gazing just up ahead of your mat. Take another breath in, open up the heart, and exhale, hug those knees, sit tall. Exhale, release, bring those heels out again. And move into our second boat. You decide where you want to go this time. Maybe you want to challenge the quadriceps and the hip flexors, so you're going to really extend those legs. Feeling it here, pulling up through those legs, strong, strong legs and hip flexors. Breathe. Legs are shaking. One more breath in and release. Hug those knees. From here, as the knees are bent, just allow them to come down. So you might guide those legs open into our bound angle pose or Baddha Konasana. Find length in the spine. Take a breath in. And exhale, fold over those legs, rearranging those hands in whatever way you need to. Inhale, come back up. We're going to keep it moving all the way down to our backs. So those knees are going to stay wide, soles of the feet together here. One more bit of core work here with our rope pulls. So releasing onto the earth. Take a breath in as you're flat here. Exhale, pull yourself up. Inhale down. Exhale up. So just taking one breath and another, pulling yourself up on a rope towards something you really want right now. Lower abdominals firing up. One more round. And then slowly release. Bringing those hands overhead, let those elbows melt, mimicking the shape of the knees. Lower back reaches for the earth. We'll take our arms out to the sides, breath in. Exhale, draw that left knee over to the right. Pin the knees together. Big spinal twist. Inhale, open. Exhale, take that right knee to the left and really pin them together. Big twist here. Open up. Take those arms overhead, reach up, breathe in. Exhale, side bend, reaching left hand to the left knee, just bending from the side body. Inhale. And exhale to the other side. Back up. Exhale, float those hands down to the belly, finishing with our three-part breath. One hand on the belly, the other hand on the ribs or the chest. Take an inhalation, fill those lungs. Notice how the belly rises. Then the rib cage expands and the chest goes up. Exhale, belly lowers, rib cage closes, chest goes down. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, belly, ribs, chest. Take it at your pace. Take one more round of 3-part breath. And any other movements that you would like to complete your practice before we move into our final relaxation in Shavasana. Maybe you stretch out, maybe you keep those knees wide, or you bring feet wider than hips, knees are bent, and just floating in towards each other. What would be a good Shavasana or final relaxation pose for you today, even if it's not the supine, quote-unquote, corpse pose? What works for you? Breathe naturally there. Release any other tension that you can. Just be. Start to bring your attention back to your space. Find a little movement in those fingers and toes. Maybe you bring each finger to the thumb, just tapping and reawakening. Start to stretch. Maybe you curl into a ball. Eventually make your way to one side of your mat. And just take a breath there. You might rest your head in that lower hand. Just cradle the head. And when you're ready, start to press up to a seated position. You might keep those eyes closed. I invite you to bring your hands to heart center, bowing over those hands if you wish. Take a breath. No matter where you are on your journey, in this week, this year, or this lifetime. I thank you for pausing today to share this practice with me. The light, love, and peace in me recognizes and honors the light, love, and peace in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining our practice today. Thank you for coming to your mat. I'll see you Thursday morning here for Yoga Zone, and then I'll see you next Monday for our gentle yoga. So be well. Thank you. Remember, no Tuesday live class next week, but we'll be here in following weeks, and I have archived videos.